Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. It is a pleasure to be a part of India Food Forum. Today, we are here to speak about premiumization with superior ingredients and quality in the food business. We start off with the word of premiumization. Premiumization is the buzzword today. The market is talking about premiumization. Consumers are seeking premium products. They're seeking luxury experiences. And with that, the brands are here to provide them with it. We talk about one of the brand which is a pioneer in premiumization in herbs and seasoning category. But before we get into that, let's talk about how Indian consumers are behaving today. So the Indian consumers today are not just aspiring ambitious lifestyle, but are also living the aspiring lifestyle. We look at multiple categories where aspiration has been a functional derivative or the factor affecting premiumization. Looking at car industry in the Indian market. Today, people are not just looking at mileage or performance of the cars, but also moving to the look of it. So SUVs is a new car trend that we have. Indian roads are flooded with SUVs and moved away from hatchbacks. In other categories, we also see India is fast becoming and is expected to be the third largest market for Apple, with almost 8.7 million worth of Apple products being sold here. We also move to apparel category. In apparel category, we are no more calling it canvas shoes, right? We are calling it sneakers, with the community called as sneakerheads. These are all categories which were talking about aspiration as such, but when we move to food, people are deriving more functionality out of it, where people are seeking superior ingredients, unexpected or uncommon flavors in their foods, global cuisines in their foods, is what we are expecting out of food today. And we are not just expecting that out of food, but we are also expecting that out of drinking water. Today's times, even drinking water that we are trying to get has to be enriched with minerals and vitamins. So that's the expectation that the Indian consumers have today. Let's look at how food is evolving, how consumers today are looking at the food trends. We'll look at some trends that we have seen in the past decade and how the future of food retail is going to be. So you call it premium, you call it luxury, you call it affordable premium. This segment of FMCG category itself is taking up a whopping 27% of the entire category. Not just that, it is growing at a rate of 42%. 42% staggering rate of growth that we see of premium segment within FMCG market. Narrowing it down to food, when we narrow it down to food, what we have is people are looking at more gourmet food, where the growth rate is expected to be 20% year on year. The organic food market is expected to double in the next 7 years itself. But what are the drivers for this premiumization? Definitely, first and foremost, is going to be the higher disposable income. Consumers have the surplus income, but where are they spending this surplus income? They're spending it in three major ways. They're looking for experiences, they're looking for functionality, they are looking for convenience in it. Talking about functionality in food itself, they're looking for superior ingredients, they're looking for healthier options, they're looking for nutritious options in food itself. So that's the kind of functionality that Indian consumer is expecting out of food. Not just that, we also have convenience. Now here I'm not just talking about your 7-minute deliveries, but we are also talking about the convenience that the food is providing, the utility of it, how are we cooking it at home, how are we consuming the food at home. And last but not the least, the experiences. With greater exposure in with internet, we have global cuisines coming into picture. People love eating Oriental, the Indian Chinese, or Italian for that matter. And that's what has brought us to this premiumization overall. Now moving to a case study where we also have in the case study itself, what we will delve into is how the economy in India has been booming, and that has led to exposure for the Indian consumers. Now, what has that exposure led to? With higher exposure comes higher demand. And for that demand, there are multiple brands. There are pure brands within atta industry, be it chocolates, coffees, everywhere. People are providing premium products to the consumers. premium products with respect to a healthier option, with respect to uncommon flavors, with respect to global cuisines that they are serving. When we move ahead, we see at Indian kitchens today. Probably 10 years ago, we used to cook paneer tikka masala, or probably dal chawal, or North Indian, South Indian cuisines. But in today's times, we are cooking pizzas. We are cooking paneer tikka pizzas, burgers, pastas at home, etc. So the kind of cooking that we are doing in our Indian kitchens as well has evolved over time. 25% of the premium purchases are happening in the gourmet segment itself. So that's a striking number that we have here. Looking at the Indian palate, with the exposure that we have, consumers are definitely Indian Chinese is topping the global cuisines, but we are not leaving behind the Italians. We have, again, chicken tandoori pizza. We have paneer tikka burgers. We are Indianizing even the Italian food cuisines. So, and not just eating out, people are cooking that at home as well. So the next desire or the want or the need at today's time for consumer is going to be, how do we cook these global cuisines at home? Here comes into picture a brand that pioneers into global herbs, seasonings, and spices. We have only at the forefront of it, where we are providing international seasonings, we are providing international herbs and spices to the Indian consumer. Not just that, we also are value adding the Indian spices. We are bringing an innovation with the pillars of the brand and offering better to the consumer today. That's right, that's our brand mission. Let's eat better is what we stand by. And how do we stand by that? With the 4 pillars of our brand only, which is sustainability. We are practicing sustainable measures, sourcing capabilities that we have within India as well as internationally. We also have quality. The quality of ingredients that we are picking are supposed to be superior, are meant to be superior in the market that we are providing. And not leaving behind innovation. Innovation in not just bringing global cuisine or global seasonings to the market, but also bringing in Indian spices with a twist to it. One such example for innovation that we have is the low sodium spices, where we are reducing the sodium intake in Indian consumers' diet by reducing 30% of sodium in chaat masala itself. We see the entire value chain of farm to fork for one particular product, which is oregano, right from procuring it from turkey farms to the various measures of quality checks, and also looking at sustainability as a measure. The product offerings that we have are whole spices, we are trying to break the clutter in the unorganized market. Herbs and seasoning, as I told you, we were the first ones to bring chipotle and sriracha as seasonings, global seasonings to the market. We have mukhwas and digestive, which is a very traditional product, but we are bringing in gourmet mukhwas and products to the market with 100% natural ingredients in them. These are a few of the sustainability pointers and initiatives that we're taking up with the farmers. We are touching their lives through multiple programs with sustainable procurement. We are doing women empowerment and nature conservative workshops. So this was about the premiumization wave that only is trying to get into one such category.